Welcome back to my life with plants and movement. If you like succulents, this will be for you. This is an unboxing. I'm really into Haworthias, as you might know, and Haworthia season's coming up. It's getting into winter, and of course here in this climate, winter time is when they start growing. And of course, you know, it gets down to minus temperatures, although these Haworthias have a lid over them so that they're kept frost free, and that's the main thing. The cold isn't the problem, it's the frost. And I decided to get these, and what these are, they're readily available. I like how they put a little window in the top here. Little window. So that the delivery person can see that these are delicate, fragile plants. They were inexpensive. So you're looking at about $6 for these two that we're going to see in a minute. These are cultivars, so cultivars being species, Haworthia species that are have come up with some unique traits. This has some this bubble wrap in it that I don't usually see, but I will reuse that. We might have to make another cut down here. I just got allergies, so don't mind if I sniff. I do have nasal spray, antihistamine, anti-inflammatory spray. Oh, lots of packing, very, very neatly put together here, or wrapped. Yeah, like I was saying, these are cultivars, and cultivars are plants that have unique traits, and then what they do is they snip that little bit off because they think it looks unusual and rare or attractive, and they continue growing the piece. Sometimes they revert back. So as you can see here, this is one. This is a Haworthia fasciata, I think, but this one has the unusual light green, and this one over here is almost falcate or sickle shaped leaves, and they're kind of revolute. So these leaves are actually bending or curling up over themselves, and it forms this pyramid. So these are some of the hardiest of the Haworthia types, as long as you don't get frost on them and they don't get overwatered. They keep growing and growing. So it's a real neat color. Like that. I failed to grow Haworthia fasciata, I think it is called, 1 year, and because frost got it, I didn't protect it from the cold, and the neighbor gave me a piece, and I've been growing that, and it's turned into a lovely big plant. I really like this. It's really nice. And Haworthias, if you don't know, are in the family of aloes, and the superfamily of lilies. So they are kind of a subtropical succulent lily. They grow in South Africa in seasonally dry habitat. So you're looking at drier winters followed by summers with an adequate amount of water, and they grow in sandy, well-draining soils between rocks and very open areas or underneath shrubs. So these are real nice, very nice Haworthias. And I paid $6 for these two. So I'm going to pot them up. We'll have a look and see how they look. So this video will continue on. So stay tuned. Okay, we can see that I've repotted them, and I found some really old mix that a cactus is in. So it's very silty and sandy. Just ideal for Haworthia. So I thought I'd put this one in this dark pot, and it goes just perfect there, right next to the truncata, magnificent truncata specimen I have there that I've had for 3 years now. And you got this one here that I thought I'd put in this nice white pot. These were actually had orchids in them, and I gave them a water because the root system is calloused and dried off. And this is the Haworthia trigona. Can't remember quite, but then you can see that this is the cultivar, which is the specimen that turned up with irregularities compared to the normal plant. And in it goes in the collection in this insulated tray with the lids. You can see another lid there, and they just sit ajar using the peg there. So we got a little inch of air running through all the time, but once it gets to 0 degrees or close to it, the lid will be put on solid during the nights, and that is just enough to stop -8 degree temperatures with frost from damaging any of the leaves whatsoever, and the plants are pristine in that. You can see that this one is really overflowing, this obtusa. It's absolutely like a volcano. It's one of my favorites, so they all are, that's why they're here. And these are the ones that I make cuttings off and I repotted. So when I repot, except for truncata, other Haworthia that just have roots, I tend to just take cuttings and put them on as a repot, as opposed to just repotting the whole root system. Usually their root system is quite worn out, and it's easy to do it that way. But truncata, you wouldn't do that with those because they have a taproot. But if it was all rotted, in any case, that wouldn't be a problem. This is my favorite specimen, by the way, my favorite Haworthia. I love this one. It's the green cultivar. And you can see that this one here is starting to hydrate well, I think. Let's have a look. Did give it a water. Oh yeah, starting to take it up. It was quite dehydrated over the summer, but in this particular climate they don't grow in the summer. It's too hot, they go dormant. But from now they start to hydrate, get water into them. This one's an exception. It tends to hold some water over the summer, but they don't need water very little during the summers here because it is really hot. If you come from a cooler climate, they will definitely keep growing during the summer. Different climates demand different culture. Anyway, thanks for watching the repot, and I'm going to enjoy growing these, and we'll see you pretty soon for more updates on my plants, and until then, bye bye.